Forgot to use the mic. We're going to call this meeting to order. We're going to move into roll call with Secretary Tor.
Senator Abdul. Director Billings. Senator Bing.
Senator for College of Computing and Software Engineering present.
Interim President Bradford.
Interim President Bradford, present.
Interim Vice President Veeder.
Interim Vice President Leader present.
Senator Coakley.
Senator for the College of Engineering and Engineering Technology present.
Senator Dixon. Senator Ganama. Treasurer Har.
Treasurer Har, present.
Senator Ingrando. Senator Jones.
Senator for American Minorities present.
Director Lopez.
Director of Academic Affairs present.
Senator Martin.
Senator of Wellstar College present.
Senator Mobley.
Senator for Student Athletics present.
Senator Profit. Senator Reyes. Senator Rhodes.
Senator for the College of Arts present.
Senator Robinson. Director Snell. Senator Taylor. Senator Trantham. Senator Vance. Director Watkins.
Director of Communications present.
Senator Whitaker.
Senator for American Minorities present.
Senator Webster. Senator Whitmire.
Senator for the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, present.
Senator Wright.
Senator for the Coles College of Business present.
So, do I have a motion on the floor for the approval of the 68th meeting minutes? Senator Martin.
I move to approve the 68th meeting minutes.
Can you pass down the microphone for her, please? Seconded by Senator Coakley. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. So we have our first guest of the evening, Ms. Nicole Phillips, to talk on Our Creed Week. Can we get her a microphone, please?
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. How are you this evening? I am grateful and honored to be before you this evening on behalf of the Office of Student Advocacy. For those of you who may not know, the Office of Student Advocacy was established in 2016 of January by the Division of Student Affairs under the leadership of former Vice President Dr. K.C. White. The office stands to provide a support to students, kind of like a student ombuds office pretty much, where students will come and if they are in need of support and strategies on how to handle complex problems, they would come to me for support and solutions on how to manage that. The other piece of my job is to inform and help sustain the values of the Kennesaw State Owl Creed. How many of you are familiar with the Kennesaw State Owl Creed, if you don't mind? Okay. Well, we are intending, and when I say me, we, team of students that I work with and I work together to try to inform the student body and the KSU community of the Kennesaw State Owl Creed and all the tenets of it. And I'll briefly, you'll be soon getting some handouts passed out to y'all in a moment. I did bring some members of the team here with me this evening, and they're going to give you a brief overview of the Owl Creed Week, which is scheduled for next Monday. January 27th, and it'll run all the way through Friday, January 31st. This is the third year of the Owl Creed, which means that the Owl Creed has now been in existence for 23 years. We celebrated the 20th anniversary of the Owl Creed in 2018 when we had the very first Owl Creed Week, again sponsored through the Office of Student Advocacy. So at this point in time, I would like to briefly call up Shamsuddin Aliyu, Amani Daniels, and Cameron Cherry, and they're going to talk to you about our great speed debate, which is going to be on Monday at Kennesaw Campus. And you'll also, Casey Gilbert is also here. We're going to be handing out some things so you can have some items to take with you. We're going to ask that the information you received tonight, you can also share with others, okay? And I apologize for having my back to the folks back here. Positionality is kind of weird when you're in the middle. Thank you for understanding. Okay.
Would you like another microphone? Do you guys need an extra microphone?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Today we'll be talking about our speed debate that will be held January 27th on the Kennesaw campus from 6 to 8 p.m. in the university rooms located inside the Student Center. So for our speed debate, students will engage in high-speed 1v1 and 2v2 debates, giving students the opportunity to argue for a topic that they may or may not agree with in a convincing way. So these topics will consist of controversial and non-controversial topics like lifestyle, food, sports, movies/TV, school technology for the non-controversial topics, and politics, ethics, religion, pro-life versus pro-choice, and other miscellaneous topics for the controversial section.
The rules include not making it an argument, make it a discussion, no derogatory statements or slurs. Your first offense is a warning, your second offense is removal. Participants participate in a 1v1 debate, which includes a 30-second brainstorm, a 60-second debate timer, which is split between both parties. Then you have a 30-second rebuttal. At the end of the debate, the moderator decides who wins. The winner of that debate gets a tally, and at the end, the person with the most tallies wins the debate.
There's also a 2v2 section of the debate. Basically, it's the same rules as the 1v1 section, but the timers are extended to accommodate for the extra teammate. So the brainstorm section is 45 seconds, the debate section is 80 seconds, and the rebuttal is 50 seconds. So that sums up the debate. But do you guys have any questions regarding the event?
What do you win?
At this point in time, we have not really designated prizes, but we do have some giveaways that we'll be sure to have on hand to provide to those who are participating and who are really showing up in the debates. Yes. Question?
So is there going to be any like feedback given after the debates, or even like a winner designated theoretically for the debates, after the debates?
Yes, well, I'll answer this. So this is our very first year doing this, and so we realize it's not perfect and refined, so that's why we didn't want to go hard into competition with it. If anything, though, the people who are debating will receive feedback on how they did and what are some things. There will be some points of reflection of what did you learn as a result of engaging. And so if anything, the intention of this particular program is to help people to begin to have some dialogues in ways that are considered to be respectful and civil. Because as you all know, that we are in some very challenging times, and a lot of times all of us have opinions, and sometimes we just have to learn how to really manage those in ways that are assertive, but also respectful of one another. So that's really the goal of it, and it is intended to be sort of fun. Like the students have mentioned here, the intention is to have a variety of topics, some that are going to be have a bit more levity to them, and others that are going to be a bit more critical. Thank you.
So this does seem like a very interesting event. Could you fill us in on what other events are going on during Owl Creed Week?
Certainly. Y'all have You will have, if you don't, let me give you the reverse of that. The Office of Student Advocacy is hosting two of the events, the opening and the closing event. So if you notice, the card that you got is two-sided. The other side of the card is the Pajamas for Peace, and that's hosted now at the Marietta campus here. We will take over the entire We'll be taking over the entire student center, and at that time, in addition to having little activities that are going to reinforce the Kennesaw State Owl Creed, there will be games. We have Owl Radio coming out. It's really intended to be more of affirmative and celebratory opportunity. We will have a pajama contest where we invite students to come and display their KSU spirit through wearing their pajamas. We'll have different snacks, that sort of thing. So that's going on. We also have several offices and colleges throughout the university that are participating. Some of you may have noticed that there are some easels outside in the lobby area, and those are from the College of the Art in collaboration with the Director for Student Leadership at the Marietta Campus of Student Affairs. And so there are, like I said, there are a variety of things happening throughout the week. The best way to get more information on these events is to go to creedweek.kennesaw.edu, and you'll have a full schedule there. I could tell you more. I just want to be respectful of the time that y'all have allotted to us and knowing that you all have other business. But if anything, you can always contact me on those Creed cards that I gave you all. If you turn those over, you will see the contact information for KSU Advocacy Office. So that's there. And also, I'm going to ask Amani to step forward. She is wearing the Creed Week shirt for 2020. And so those will be distributed at the Pajamas for Peace event. We will probably have some at the debate as well, but they will be a select few. So we highly encourage everybody to come out and get a shirt. And actually, one of our sponsors this year, not sponsors, but partners, is also the KSU bookstore. So they're also selling shirts as well for people who, sometimes we have staff that want shirts, and we can't give shirts away because we are stewards of student activity fees, and so we want people to have the opportunity to obtain those if they wish.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Next up on the agenda, we have Shane Collins, Director of Residential Dining.
Thank you. My name is Shane Collins. I'm the Director of Residential Dining. Thank you all very much for just allowing me to come and speak with you. It's probably been a couple of years since I've had the opportunity to present to SGA, so I'm definitely excited to be able to do this. I have a couple of things that I want to touch on in particular. I have kind of a call to action or a request from you all as well, and then kind of at the end, definitely want to open it up for an opportunity for any feedback or questions or things that I can help answer as well. So the first part that I wanted to just share and make sure that everyone at SGA was aware of is just in this past fall, University Dining has started a student assistant program. So we have started bringing on a lot more students onto our dining team to help be a part of that day-to-day operation. It's an opportunity where we're able to help bring people in, mold them into lead positions, supervisor positions that can hopefully turn into staff if that's something that they're looking for. So it was just something that I wanted to make sure that we had on everybody's radar, since it is a new program for us. I know a lot of other departments have had traditional student assistants for a while, but it's something that we have recently gotten into since we have become self-op and worked for Kennesaw State just within the past couple of years. The other piece that I was going to request is campus services as a whole encompasses our dining program, our housing department, our bookstore, our parking areas, and as I've had the chance to talk to some of my other colleagues, they would definitely love the opportunity to be able to come and present in this same way in future at future meetings. So if possible, I'd love to kind of be the liaison for that to help kind of set up some future opportunities for other departments to be able to come in and have the opportunity to speak to everyone, to ask questions, and things like that as well. So so that would be something that we would greatly appreciate, the opportunity, just campus services as a whole, to start to get more involved in these meetings and hopefully be here to help answer questions. At the end of the day, the heart of what we do truly is to serve students, to give kind of those auxiliary services that support them when they're here for their main purpose, which is obviously to get their degree. So it's something that we take very seriously, and having your feedback and your input in that is something that's huge to us. With that, what that kind of leads me into is we have a couple of opportunities. And if I'm fully transparent, there's some areas that I feel like we can do much better in, but I definitely need your help in getting us to that place where we can. The first one is something that's so important to us is getting feedback from students. We've tried lots of different avenues where we've done what we call a food forum. We've done what we call Ask a Chef events, or a couple of different ways where we just try to make students aware of times where we make ourselves available so that they can come in, they can give feedback, they can have the chance to have dialogue with us about maybe any specific dietary needs that they have, some things that they would like to see added to the menu rotation. It truly is an open way to do that. But as I was saying, if I'm transparent about it, we really have not had good turnouts at those. And I know that we have a lot of students who have feedback and want to share their opinions with us, but it just seems like we haven't really hit our niche of the way to how to do that. So I wanted to kind of open up for questions or suggestions on ways that you think we could reach the students in a more tangible way, so that way they do feel more welcome, more involved, more and are more likely to come and give feedback. So any suggestions that you have, also anybody who would even be willing to kind of be a part of a feedback committee, working with us directly to help get the word out when we're doing events and things like that. I would definitely love that opportunity to kind of get that rolling and start that dialogue. So you had a question on this?
Okay, so I actually served on the food advisory committee in the fall of 2018, and so it was me and the president at that time. And I will say the only reason I knew about it is because the president communicated it to me. So I think that because I'm actually an RA now, and so I work directly with the people you're serving, and a lot of them actually are really interested in because I actually thought Access Chef was going to be more of that food advisory committee feel, but it was actually just like, hey, what is this made of? And it wasn't like it was an actual committee meeting. So I have a lot of them, and I think a lot of the issue was just communication. I think it wasn't promoted well enough because a lot of students are actually really interested. So I think that if you partner with either Residence Life or if you just, promoted it a little bit better in the Commons and dining, then you'd have a lot better turnout.
That's great. I appreciate it. And that's huge because you nailed it, where the idea behind Ask a Chef was to have that feel. I guess the reason and the attempt that we tried to make it a little less formal was we were wondering, well, maybe the idea of a committee or coming to a forum is a little bit intimidating. So maybe we make it just more of a casual conversation, but that didn't seem to have much traction either. So it sounds like really where our opportunity is getting the word out and getting it out in particular to our residence halls. Okay.
Senator Coakley.
Senator Coakley, going back to that whole residence thing,
Yeah.
I know it's the case that a large proportion of the students that live on campus have meal plans. Would it be possible to work with some way in housing or with housing so you'd have like a table set up in the residence halls where people like that, the first thing that when they come in or come out is see you guys, right? And they'd be able to be like, oh, I eat food here. These are my suggestions or whatever. So that's my little comment.
No, I think that's a great suggestion of where we can, instead of asking them to come to us, where we set up in the lobby and can kind of scatter that around. Let me ask you all this and kind of get your feedback. We've tried different day parts as well. We've done these during lunch. We've done these in the evening times. We've tried them on multiple different days of the week. I know it's hard to really say what's going to be the most successful time, but do you have any suggestions of what would probably be just a better daytime? Because we're perfectly fine doing stuff in the evening, doing stuff early in the morning, whatever would allow more students to have the opportunity to get involved.
Sorry, I don't mean that. Okay, so personally, when we used to have the Food Advisory Committee in fall of 2018, the issue was that you had it around like noon, 12:30. That's not a very good time at all to have students come out for an advisory board meeting. I think that if you do it after 5, you'd have a lot better turnout. Also, I'm supposed to be meeting with our North Hub leader because I work with I literally work in that department. So if you'd like, we can talk after the meeting and I can get you set up and we can meet together because he works with Northside, which is where the majority of the meal plans are coming from because they're first-year students and they have the bigger meal plans. So if you'd like, we can I can talk to you after and we can set something up.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll hang around so we can do that. Thank you. Awesome, but no, all great suggestions, and that's really what I was hoping and wanting to be able to really get is just some ways because it's so vital and so important to us that we're serving all the students in the best way that we can. But I'm not 18 to 22 anymore. I'm not the best person to ask. So I want to have y'all's feedback on it, which kind of leads me to the second part of that is events. One of the things that's important to us is that we're creating a community, a home within our residential dining halls. So we've made it a best practice to have different events that we do throughout the semester, whether they be steakhouse events or whether they be things like Cram Jam or karaoke night. Like all of those are meant to be ways to hopefully have the dining halls become a hangout and a place where people can get together more than just eating, but where there's different other activities and things like that going on as well. So my second piece of definitely wanting y'all's feedback and hopefully being able to see if there's a couple people who would be interested in helping me with putting a student committee together is I would really love to be able to get a student event planning committee. So at the beginning of each semester when we're planning out, well, what's the theme of Cram Jam going to be this year? What's the, what are we going to, how often do we need to do karaoke? Is karaoke done? Do we need to try something different? What are some different things that we can do that feedback is coming directly from you all and from your constituents as well. So I would definitely, same thing, I'm going to stay after the meeting. If anybody would like to be a part of that, please come and see me. I'd love to get your contact information so that we can put together a committee. So as we move forward, that feedback and what these events aren't, they're not Shane's ideas, they're y'all's ideas, and because that's really what's going to help make them more successful.
All right. Thank you.
Cool. So then really just the last thing I had at the end is just wanted to open it up. If any of you have specific dining questions or just have had maybe other students who have asked you questions that you didn't know the answers to, I definitely want to just kind of end my time up here with a chance to just answer any questions that you may have specific to dining.
Senator Whitaker.
My question is about Cram Jam.
Yes.
What was up with that this year?
Okay, good.
I'm gonna just be honest.
No, I appreciate it, and I expected that question, so I appreciate it. So I had the chance to talk to a couple of y'all about that as we are planning Cram Jam for the future. We're wanting to make sure one is, and my first priority is that Cram Jam is safe. The past couple, not so much at Stingers, but for sure at the Commons, started to get to a place where I was ready for a fight to break out. I was ready for for it to not be a safe place. If just being completely transparent with kind of the way they have been. The event started to turn to a way where I didn't want for anybody to get hurt. We wanted to make sure that everybody was able to come and to have a good time. So that's when we kind of started the transition of just KSU students allowed. So where we're checking KSU IDs, checking bags, some things like that. Those were just some measures to help make sure that we're creating a safe environment for everybody as well. The second piece of that is the theme. We had some suggestions from students about doing an 80s theme event. So that's kind of where that idea came from, as far as the music type, the theme of the event, and things like that. But one of the things that I noticed, and 100% why I kind of expected this, is our turnout that we had was significantly less than it normally is. So I appreciate you kind of initiating that to where I would love to then kind of ask in return, like, why do you feel that is? Is it because the theme was different? Is it because we could have communicated it better? What do you think, what was the reason for that smaller turnout?
I believe that it was more, let me think right. We used to have Luxury League be over it.
Yes,
and
we had a chance to talk about that a little bit as well.
I think that geared to a lot of students coming,
yeah.
Because it was the type of DJ that was there. The student engagement was very familiar with the person that was out there already,
yeah.
or that promo group. So when you got the chance of, I guess, changing it to a theme,
mm-hmm.
and not having that same, atmosphere,
yeah.
a lot of students was like, I don't want to do it.
Gotcha.
I don't want to go.
Fair
the music changed up. Students went there to have a good time.
Yeah.
It was more like we were put in a bubble, that we weren't able to do all the things that we were used to for Cram Jam.
Yeah.
I guess I knew the safety was a thing as well.
Absolutely.
That's okay. But when it came to the theme and getting like geared into one specific item, I guess category, it was like, we don't want to come anymore.
And that was some of the specific feedback that we got as well, is about the luxury events, the DJ who comes and really does a great job, as you were saying, helping promote it as well. So that was kind of a piece that I think is some of us being new in our roles just didn't realize that was happening before. So we know that now, so that way we know moving forward that's kind of a starting point for where we start with the DJ and things like that, because we just, one, didn't realize that was like a relationship that had already been made, but then secondly, didn't realize how effective that group was at helping promote and get the word out too. So no, I appreciate that, and that is some feedback that we've received and are already prepared to adjust as we move forward.
Treasurer Har.
So this may be a little bit of an outdated question. I just haven't heard any updates on it recently. But what's the situation with what used to be the Skillet and like that on-campus dining facility? Is that ever going to be transitioned into anything, or is it already? I don't know. I'm never over there.
Great question. So right now, that space is being used for production. So we do have team in there who are doing production for our on-the-fly program, for our grab-and-go program, things like that. So the space is being used. It's just not being used in where it's an actual space that's opened up for people to come into it. Now, to answer your question specifically, is there a plan for that down the road? Absolutely. Part of what we want to do down the road is to get more locations closer to where the residents are. The Skillet is a perfect example of something like that.
Yeah, just to kind of touch on what you mentioned earlier about kind of making the dining facilities more than just dining facilities, kind of making that atmosphere where people want to go and hang out.
Yeah.
I just have really great memories of like being at the Skillet, doing trivia until 1 a.m, whenever it would close, and like they would give gift cards out, and it would like kind of bring people in, because we obviously made a relationship with that person who was emceeing or hosting.
Yeah.
And then you kind of made the relationship of everybody who would come as well. Like I think it was like Tuesday nights maybe.
Okay.
But having something that was on campus, open late, because most students, maybe it's just me, but like I finish all of my school and work responsibilities, and like 10, 11 o'clock is when I'm like, man, I haven't had dinner. And then like the Commons is closed. I have to go to Waffle House or Cookout, God forbid. But so that atmosphere was something that I reminisce on, and it was a lot of fun, and I wish we could bring that back.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate that, and that's definitely been something that we're working on as we're looking at where, when, and how we can expand. Is, you know, what are those hours of operation that we can expand on? In particular, specific feedback that I've gotten is late night, and then potentially more morning type options in the on the weekend. I think specifically right now are kind of where those gaps are. One of the things I always challenge everyone just to help us with as we look at those type things is as we get those suggestions to make sure when we implement them that they have the support there to help keep the doors open. I know we've had some endeavors where we've tried some late night options, but then we're just not getting the traffic to support it. So those type things we obviously have to keep in mind, but it doesn't mean just because it's happened before we're not willing to ever try it again though either. Yeah.
Senator Reyes.
So as you're speaking currently about the hours of operation, I had a specific question. If those hours of operation, is it going to be the same that it was this year for next year? Because specifically my constituents, the first year students, they said that I got a lot of feedback towards having late night dining and like having the hours go past 9 o'clock. Because like as Treasurer Harsh said, that a lot of people like they get done with their schoolwork around like 9, 10, and then like they're hungry and they have to go somewhere out of campus to eat because the commons is closed. So do you know like if those hours of operation are going to continue for next year the same way that they are this year?
Not yet. No, definitely a good question. But normally when we will start planning for fall hours of operations, if there's going to be any location builds, any remodels, any updates, things like that, throughout the course of this semester. So I don't know that for sure yet, but I would definitely be happy to set up a time to be able to come back and present again, maybe later on in the spring semester, to once that is ironed out, to be able to help present and clear up any of those hours of operation questions too.
Director Watkins.
Hi. So, I know that as a student athlete, our schedules are like really structured a certain way, and I know specifically in regard to myself and my teammates, we have weights, and we get out of weights at 5 on Fridays, and like all last semester we would go to the commons after weights, and like the salad sections would be shut down, the sandwiches and like the Chinese area. And so can you kind of explain why like on Fridays things shut down so early? Like I understand, like, because I work in the food industry, when you're about to close, like you start cleaning up and you like shut down certain aspects early. But I feel like that's really limiting to students, especially on a Friday. Like you go in there Friday at 6, and that's a really early dinner, especially 1 for a Friday and 2 for like the age group. To not have a lot of options, or not to have a lot of healthy options, especially because we want students to, not only just athletes, but students in general, to have well-rounded meals.
Absolutely. No, I agree, and I'm glad that you brought that up. It's something that we actually adjusted in this past fall as we go into to the spring, to where we are keeping campus green, one side of the campus green opened up until close. We're keeping pizza opened up until close on Fridays, where before, just like you nailed on the head, it wasn't really they were getting ready to close down. We were trying to mimic our stations based off the traffic that was coming in. So as the traffic died down, then we would adjust the stations accordingly. But what we found, to your point, is that there's still quite a few students who are coming in during that time who are looking for some of those items. So we made some of those tweaks to keep some of those stations open until we close on Friday, instead of starting to kind of wing them back after 4 once the business starts to drop off. Just because, to your point, if you have a meal plan, we want you to be able to come in and still have those options, or as many options as we can financially support. Even though it's a slow time, we still want you to be able to have as many options as possible. So no, that's a great point. Thank you.
Senator Lopez. Oh, Director Lopez, my bad.
Okay, so 2 quick things and I'll be done. So as an RA, something that I've personally noticed that kind of makes my stomach turn is the fact that during breaks, I've seen students go hungry because of the fact there's no options at all on campus. And these are kids who've paid already for a meal plan, yet a lot of them don't have cars, and a lot of them I mean, not all of us are fortunate to have families or, you know, disposable income to go buy a Waffle House or a cookout. So I've seen a lot of them have to go to care, or they just go hungry.
Yeah.
And I just think that's not right because of the fact that, like, I understand, like, you can't have, like, everything open during the break, but there needs to be something because these students have paid a really good amount of money to have, you know, food.
Yeah.
And the fact that during spring break and during fall break and all those breaks, there's literally nothing open for them is really sad to see because a lot of them do go hungry.
Absolutely. No, and that's a great point. It's something that we, I won't say struggle with, but just something that we're trying to figure out ways to accommodate that. The first thing is there's the idea too that when the meal plans are purchased, like it's purchased for the entire, you know, that entire semester. Each semester as we build it out, we base the pricing off of so many operating days. So we know in advance, you know, hey, if we're closed during fall break because the university's closed down, or we're closed during spring break because the university's closed down, that billing time is not a part of that meal plan package. So because I think that's something that is very easily confusing, where it's like, well, I bought a meal plan for the spring semester, like I should be able to use it anytime during the spring semester. But we base it off of the weeks of knowing when we're going to be open as well. So that piece is already taken into consideration as far as the pricing on it. But we have already proactively started looking at just some different ways that we can get creative that, all right, well, even if the doors aren't open, are there ways that we can offer packages that students can buy in advance to stock their residence halls for that week, or to be able to have a way for people to come and pick things up, even though they may be closed for those students that are still on campus. So it's definitely something that we are looking at and very aware of, even though it is a closed down time, we still want to be sensitive, just like you said, because there's some students who don't have a place to go and literally don't have a way to get off campus. So we want to be sensitive to that as well.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Are you guys still planning on doing the block for the Commons meal plan next year, like how you could get 12 swipes or 10 swipes? Because that is not working out. I'm going to be completely honest.
The weekly plan, yes.
Yeah.
Right now, our results are showing, because I've had a few people kind of say like, hey, the weekly plans stink, the weekly plans this, you know, that they just don't work well. But our results are showing that the students are using their meal plans more regularly and more frequently with them spread out week to week to week. We're actually getting a higher participation rate with those weekly plans. We're having a lot less complaints of people trying to bum swipes off of people outside because of the weekly plan. So there's a few things that we've seen are really good success with changing them to the weekly plan. So as of right now, the plan would be to still move forward with them as weekly, but I would definitely, as always, be open to hearing, you know, just reasons of why you may feel that they're not as successful as the block plans. But from the results that we're seeing as far as participation rates and usage, the weekly plans are actually getting used, and there's a lot less wasted meals with those than there were with the block plan. So they seem to be getting used at a better rate for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the final question is going to Senator Reyes.
Thank you. I do apologize. I should have asked this right after you. But so when you said that the hours of operation, they're currently being planned out for next fall semester, is there, I'm sure there is, but is there a board that currently is in place that makes all those decisions? And is there a student representative who sits on that board to make those decisions, like whether it be hours of operation or the days that they stay open on the break?
Absolutely. So currently, right now, we definitely do, when it comes to our surveys and things like that, is where we get a lot of that information from. So there's not necessarily a student board who is helping make those decisions, but we do pull a lot of what we do based off results that we get from those surveys. So it's definitely based off of student feedback. It's also based off of just what is approved through the university as well. But absolutely, we always take student feedback when it comes to locations that we're opening, maybe brands that we're changing, or hours of operation is always student driven. But I like the idea, as we were talking earlier, of kind of having an event planning committee and things like that. Maybe having students be a part of making suggestions for hours and ways that would help us be able to just serve, in particular, our students that live on campus a little bit better.
All right, well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you all.
All right, so we're going to move into director reports. So can I get Director Lopez, your office report?
Hello, everyone. I hope that you guys had a good break and are ready to get back to business. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. So I have been working on the initiative to change student disability services to student accommodation services. So I have reached out to multiple universities and gotten support from multiple student body presidents because a lot of the other schools aren't actually called disability services. A lot of them are called either accessibility services or accommodation services. So we're actually moving in the right direction with a lot of other universities in Georgia. So I've actually created a petition and I've gotten signatures from those student body presidents. I'm looking out to get some other departments to sign on, other leadership. And also I have been invited, the director, Dr. Carrie Butler, she actually invited me to have a meeting with her to meet with some commission, to go to some commission meetings and talk to people I need to be talking to go ahead and make this change happen. So I'll go ahead and send that petition out soon. I did some edits to it to make sure it was good, just to show that there is student support behind this. Isn't just something that I was like, we should do this. There actually are people who actually want it to happen. And so that's that. I did get to serve on SABAC this past Wednesday. We made a lot of good decisions and saved some good money. UPCC tomorrow, which is the committee for curriculum. Tomorrow we have a meeting at 12:30, and we have another one on February 20th. So if you're interested in serving on that with me, please let me know. It's at 12:30, and it'll be in Perlman. Please come see me afterward if you're interested. I did have the opportunity and the honor of representing SGA at our Six Voices event yesterday. So that was very, very good. So I do have some meetings. I will be meeting with a few deans within the next month and a half. And so I'll be meeting with the Bagwell College Dean January 24th, the Arts College Dean February 10th, Coles February 21st, and Humanities and Social Sciences on February 28th. So if you're a college senator and you want to attend, please reach out to me and I will bring you along. Big announcement, I scheduled out fuel for midterms, which I'm calling midterm munchies for this semester. And so that's going to be March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day, a little heads up. And so yeah, that's the 17th. And so I'm having midday munchies, which is at 12, and it'll be on Kennesaw because that's usually when the most traffic is happening. And then I'm having midnight munchies at midnight on Marietta because there's more traffic around at night on Marietta than Kennesaw. And so I'll have a sign up coming out soon, and so please go ahead and do that in advance so we can go ahead and get everything solidified before, March 16th, and we're all scrambling. So my committee, look out for a doodle so we can figure out, all two of you, when we can go ahead and start meeting this semester and get that solidified. And then I did serve on the academic planning committee last year, and I reached out to Brenda Stouffer and tried to figure out if she needed people this semester. She does, so I'll be serving on that. It'll be starting mid-February, and so if anybody else, I think we need 2 reps from SGA. Please reach out to me. It's a really fun committee to be on. You get to see the whole calendar before anyone else does, so it's like you feel really exclusive. So please reach out to me if you are interested in the report.
Director Billings.
Hi guys, welcome back to the grind. First and foremost, thank you to those of you who attended the Culver's Spirit Night event. That was something that was set up by the last administration, so I know that it was very last minute, but it was still very successful. If you didn't know, we earned $180, but they rounded up to $200 for us, so we now have $200 in the donor drive. So whether you ate food or volunteered that night, thank you so much. Second, Owl Creed Week, like Ms. Nicole Phillips had mentioned, that is coming up. I dropped some information in the business chat. If you have not seen it, I hope that you have. If you haven't, it is also on this card. These are the two events that they're really hoping that we can partake in. I'm going to be dropping volunteer links in the business chat tonight. So if you want to attend both or one, you'll have that option. Second, I have scheduled us our next Spirit Night. For now, I can go ahead and provide you all with the date and time. That is going to happen Thursday, February 27th. So it is a ways out, but this way we can market it a bit better, and I'm hoping that we can actually have a good amount of the student body come out and attend. And on the 27th, it's going to be 4 to 8 p.m., and it's going to be at Sky Zone Kennesaw. We're hoping to have an all-you-can-jump event for our students, and during that time, we're hoping to have as many students come out as possible. I do have some flyers, so if you all want to help spread the word, I can go ahead and send that out as well. But for now, just go ahead and keep that date in the back of your mind. We do have to have 25 jumpers because, at a minimum, because we get 25% of sales. So bring your friends, bring your dog, not really, but bring someone with you. And lastly, similar to Director Lopez, please, External Affairs Committee, go ahead and send me your availability so that way we can go ahead and discuss when we can meet this semester, because I know you all have missed talking and planning and doing things together. So thank you. End of report.
Director Watkins.
Hi guys, happy 2020. So first thing, I hope that y'all saw that the newsletter released at the beginning of the month. I hope y'all liked it. If you have any feedback, any ideas, any suggestions, then please let me know. The next issue will be dropping on January 31st. If y'all, also if you'd like to be a part of the committee, just let me know. Next thing is we have an event that Communications is planning called Caked Up with SGA, the Black Heart. It is a part of Black History Month programming, and it is an event dedicated to educating about heart health and cardiac wellness in our age group, and also a specific focus on the African American community since it is Black History Month. We have a representative from Wellstar coming out to lead the discussion. Also on that Monday, we have the Red Out Challenge, in which we are, because February is National Heart Month, and February 2nd is National Wear Red Day for heart health, but the 2nd is a Sunday, so we moved it to the 3rd. Right now we're partnering with the Omicron Iota chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated to help promote and have everyone wear red. The next thing, the KSU Miracle Dance Marathon is March 14th. That is when y'all are, I hope y'all remember that each person in the Senate is required for raising $50. You can either raise that money or you can just choose to donate yourself. But I need the money. Or the money has to be contributed to the donor drive. So you have until March 14th to get that done. Right now, Tariq has, President Bradford has $5. I have $55. Director Billings has $57. Vice President Veter has $15. Senator Trantham has 10. Senator Bing has 5. Senator Rhodes has 10. Senator Martin has 25. Senator Jones has 25, Senator Mobley has 25, Senator Vance has 10, and Senator Gnama also has 25. So that's just where we're standing right now. For those of you whose name I didn't call, come on, guys. It's, all right, yeah, cool. Also, like Mary Kate said, Culver's, we had $200 contributed to the donor drive, so that was super awesome. The first week of March, so March 2nd through the 6th, will be SGA week. Right now, there are 2 days that everyone in the Senate is required to participate in, and that will be Tuesday for a cultural competency workshop, and Wednesday for a kind of hanging out with your senators so that your representatives have time to meet with you, hang out with you, and also hear updates about your personal projects. That'll be on that Wednesday. Monday is a comedy show type event, the times. Right now, the Tuesday is 6:30, and Wednesday is pending. We're trying to figure out a time that will get the most foot traffic as well as be conducive for y'all schedules. Yeah, Monday will be a comedy show. More information coming on that. Thursday will be Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And Friday will be a service opportunity in which Director Lopez and I are trying to work with local Title I high schools in the area. So with the new semester, if some of y'all would like to join new committees, please reach out to me and we will talk about why you want to leave the committee you're currently in and what committees you're interested in. It's not guaranteed that you can switch committees, but if that's something you're interested in, we can work it out. Make sure to tell people to send in events for the board. There's a new exhibition happening at the art gallery that's on campus that's kind of across from the Commons. It's an all-black artist showing. It opens on Saturday. And please don't leave after the meeting. We're taking a picture in the report.
DPO Snell.
Thank you. Hey, you guys, how everybody's doing? How's everybody doing? Good. Okay. So first things first, I need everyone to pay attention to the GroupMe, the business GroupMe. It's our main platform for communication. We're going to be sending a lot of important information in that GroupMe. As far as applications, I'm putting up applications for governance yet again. As it stands right now, we have one opening on the e-board, but we don't currently have a full e-board. So once we have all those positions filled, that's when I'll open that up. Of course, this is a new semester, and since it's a new semester, all of y'all strikes and demerits have been wiped clean. Y'all did a really good job last semester at keeping from getting strikes and demerits, so I expect the same thing from this semester. A couple of strikes and demerits I want y'all to look out for that are coming up. Your first one-on-one. Your first one-on-one should be scheduled by this Friday, which is the 24th. If it isn't, you'll receive a demerit for that. Your senator project proposal, that's due by January 31st at 11:59. If that's not submitted, you'll get a strike for that. And also by January 31st, you should have completed your one-on-one. So if you haven't did that, you'll receive a strike for that. Still remember, you can get strikes, or you can get offenses for the following, but not limited to: dress code violations, future one-on-ones, not doing office hours, not attending mandatory events, and not have made sufficient progress in your senator projects during the semester. The final one, we will begin presenting bylaw revisions next meeting. I haven't really received a whole lot of revisions or recommendations from you all as the Senate. With that being said, I will be starting a bylaw revision committee, so if you're interested in that, I would like y'all to come see me after the meeting. And governance, please see me after the meeting. That's the end of the report.
All right, so Treasurer Har.
Hi guys, good to see everybody back here. Just a couple of quick updates on spending. There's really only been two since we last talked. That's Director Watkins for Kicked Up with SGA Black Heart event. That was just $120, and then Senator Martin requested $50 for her What's Up Wellstar event. Both of those have been approved, and that was promotion and senator forms respectively from the budget. Just a reminder to submit your money request 2 weeks out, so it gives me some time to look at it and assist you if need be to actually go get that money. Some quick updates with SABAC. Our next meeting is going to be March 18th. The supplemental requests will be due February 18th, so if there's anything big you have in mind that our budget can't currently handle but you still want to do it, get in touch with me and we'll work out a supplemental plan to get that submitted and reviewed by SABAC. Just on the SABAC note, at our last meeting, we had about $70,000 left in the budget to work with. And then that money ended up being supplemented by incoming student fees and then some money that was not used in the fall that was requested and approved also kind of got carried over to the current budget. So I don't have updated numbers on that, but once we meet March 18th, I'll be able to give you guys a better picture on that. End of report. Thank you.
Interim Vice, Secretary Tor.
Hi guys. So as it was mentioned in the group meet, and a lot of people said it already, so campus engagements for this semester are no longer a thing anymore, so they're not required. But instead, you are all required to come up with a personal project that you'll be talking about in the one-on-ones, and we'll talk more about the details in your one-on-ones. With that being said, even though campus engagements aren't required, if you have a great idea that you really want to do, you're still welcome to submit an event request form. Also, office hours are still a thing. I know the forms were not up in either of the offices. I just put it up in the Marietta office, and I'm going to put it up in the Kennesaw office tomorrow. And you do get demerits if you don't do them, which will lead to strikes.
Interim Vice President Veter.
Welcome back from the break. I hope everyone has had a fruitful first few weeks. First off, make sure to sign up for project proposal one-on-ones with e-board members. Come with an idea to the meeting. Second, project proposal form is on Owl Life for the one-on-ones. And it's one-on-ones are meant to assist you in completing the form, so work on it yourself as well. The form will be referenced into future during your one-on-ones, and it will be strike not keeping on schedule that you will set during your one-on-ones for your project. For your personal projects this semester, make sure that they are not a programming event. These personal projects directly impact your constituency and introduce significant changes. And a reiteration of what Director Snell said. Not signing for a one-on-one by January 24th will result in 1 demerit. Not attending your one-on-one by January 31st will result in 1 strike. Not submitting your project proposal by January 31st will result in 1 strike. End of report.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome back. So, we're excited to start a new semester. As you see, there's some changes going on. This is a new administration, even though we do have a couple familiar faces. So just to fill you guys in on what I've been doing this semester, I was able to host the student athlete banquet with Director Watkins. I was able to host the MLK Legacy Luncheon with Senator Jones. We also sat on the MLK Planning Committee, and MLK Week is this week, so hopefully you guys come out and support that. To echo Secretary Tor, the sign-up docs for office hours will be up in both offices soon. So next week, please make sure to do your office hours. Please make sure to do your office hours. Please make sure to do your office hours. Make sure you're setting up meetings with your deans, because you do need to meet with your deans twice in a semester. So please make sure to meet with your deans. If you want to tag along with Director Lopez, that does count as meeting with your dean, so please reach out to her. As you see, we currently do not have Senate leads. The application is open for the vacant Senate lead positions. You do need to serve in the Senate for at least a semester before you can apply for the Senate lead position, so all of you are technically eligible. And also to reiterate, Director Watkins and Secretary Tor, campus engagements are no longer mandatory, but you can do them. You can fill in an event request form, but mandatory SGA events are still mandatory, like few for midterms, few for finals, SGA week, those are still mandatory. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns with what you need to be doing with your personal projects, please reach out to a member of the e-board. We are here to help you. We're here to help you. Please make sure you are looking at the business chat as well. We're sending out important information there, and we need to make sure you guys are reading that and keeping up to date with what's going on. We don't want any confusion moving forward. We want everybody to know what's going on and be able to move forward efficiently in the report. Ooh, wait, never mind. SABAC vacancies. There are 2 open spots in SABAC. We do need to fill those. So if anybody's interested in a SABAC vacancy or knows anybody who will be interested in a SABAC vacancy, please reach out to me, because we do need that filled. And report. We will now be moving into open forum. So if you have anything you would like to say for open forum, Senator Coakley.
Senator Coakley, hey guys, hope your breaks went well and all that. I'll try to keep this one short, but there's a lot, so I'm sorry in advance. First off, just some kind of general news that affects the university and the college on a large scale way. Bill DeYoung, a professor in electrical engineering, was promoted to Associate Vice President for Research. So he'll be working under Dr. Phaedra Corso, who is the VP for Research, helping advance Kennesaw State as far as the whole mission with the whole being a big old R2 and all that thing, right? Another big thing that's just affecting the College of Engineering, we're actually going to be merging our electrical engineering and computer engineering departments into one big old department. And that's kind of some big news that's kind of shaking stuff up over here. As far as me personally, I had the chance to meet with the president of KSU Motorsports just a couple hours ago. He's the president of one of the largest competition teams on this campus, if not the largest, and that went pretty well. I have a meeting set up with the president for the Association of Energy Engineers on Friday, and I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be cool. Some other stuff. I'm trying to find members, myself and Alex Resnick, the guy that I'm working with, for the student advisory board, but it's kind of hard because we're both mechanical engineers and there are like 7 other departments in the college. And so we're trying to do that. And I'm going to a faculty senate meeting next week. It's going to be Monday, the 27th at 12:30 on Kennesaw in Perelman. She doesn't know. KSU Center, wherever that is. So be there, be square, because it's going to be fun. That's all I got.
Senator Jones.
All right. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to everybody in SGA who came out and supported at the 2nd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Legacy Luncheon. It was a great turnout. Also, SGA is going to be partnering with CAB, Kennesaw Activities Board, for the Lucid Mental Health Gala. That's going to be February 7th, and we're going to be doing a Stick It to Stigma board. So everyone can come up and put on a sticky note their stigmatized mental health challenges and why those are okay. Then diversity nominations are open right now. They currently close January 24th. So this is a great opportunity for you to nominate any faculty or staff or students that you guys feel are deserving with the respective presidential commissions. So commissions like racial and ethnic diversity, student disability services, and things like that. Black History Month is coming up in February, and there's a lot of events being planned for that via the Black History Month Planning Committee. The kickoff for Black History Month will be February 3rd at 12 p.m., 12 to 2 in the university rooms on the Kennesaw campus. Then open sessions for the Deputy Chief Diversity Officer are still in session. They started Tuesday, continue today, and then will complete tomorrow. Those start at 1:30 and end at 3:15 in Perelman on 4200, I believe. Then Eric Arneson was declared Vice President of Student Affairs, so that's just something that affects the campus as a whole. So I'm pretty sure he's coming into his office beginning of February. So February 10th?
February 10th.
February 10th. So you guys make sure that you go out and speak with him, set up meetings and talk with him because he's really great. And I have lunch with President Whitten next week. So if you guys have anything that you would like for me to take to her, please let me know because I'm going to be talking about all the stuff I need to. End of report.
Can you please make sure to drop that link to nominate faculty, staff, and students again in associate chat? I remember you dropped it before. And also, I believe the KSU Center, that is where, it's by Brands Mall. Yeah, you take the bus stop, like Busby Stadium. It'll take you over there by the KSU Center, correct? All right, and can I get what day and time that was again?
It's going to be Monday at 12:30. Be there, be square.
Gotcha. Any other reports? Senator Trantham.
Hi guys, I hope everybody had a great break, and I just want to thank you guys. I know y'all are working so hard, so thank you. The elections open up for SGA January 31st, so if you guys have anybody that you think would be good in SGA, go ahead and start talking to them and tell them that you see leadership potential in them, and then those will be closed like 2 weeks after, so it happens pretty quickly. So just letting y'all know that that's coming up. End report.
All right. So we are going to go into new business, and that is the swear-ins. So if you can, where did Treasurer Hall go? DPS now, we need you.
Okay, raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Tariq Bradford,
Do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student
do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student government
of Kennesaw State University
of Kennesaw State University
and to faithfully execute the office of.
and to faithfully execute the office of President.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students
I pledge to represent the interests of the students
over my own self-interest in matters concerning the organization.
over my own self-interest in matters concerning the organization.
I will make every effort to be available
I will make every effort to be available
to listen to concerns of students
to listen to the concerns of students
and to respond to the concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
and to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties. And now I'd like to swear in. You look good. Can you raise your right hand for me? I state your full name.
I, Bailey Veter,
Do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of student government
do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student government
of Kennesaw State University
of Kennesaw State University
and to faithfully execute the office of.
and to faithfully execute the office of Vice President.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students
I pledge to represent the interests of the students
over my own self-interest in matters concerning the organization.
over my own self-interest in matters concerning the organization.
I will make every effort to be available to listen to the concerns of the students
I will make every effort to be available to listen to concerns of students
and to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
and to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
All right, congratulations. All right, so we do have one senator nomination today, so I'm going to bring up Gia Owolafemi. Come on, hey, how you doing? So she is trying to get the position of the Senator of the Wellstar College. No, Senator of International Students. I do apologize. Senator of International Students. Yeah, we've been here for a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a discussion. We're going to ask her some questions, and then we're going to look for a motion on the floor, okay? So if you guys have any questions, let me know, and then we can go. Oh, yeah, you can present yourself first. I do apologize.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gio. It's so nice to meet all of you. I'm interested in this position because I'm very passionate about travel, and I've had the opportunity to live in 2 different countries. I lived in Nigeria for 4 years, and I also lived in South Korea for 4 years. So during that time, I really gained a lot of experience of what it is to be an expat in a foreign country. So when I moved back to America, it's going on 2 years now. I really wanted to get engaged with the international students at our school and just really give them like a friend to reach out to, because when I was in South Korea, it was so difficult for me my first month, and I really wanted to make sure that the international students at our college didn't have to like experience a feeling of isolation and could really cope with their adjustment period. So I became an international peer leader, and from there I ended up going to talk to the dean at a couple of the Alma Mater meetings, which I was fortunate enough to meet some of you, and I was informed that we actually had a seat for international students. So I became interested in applying, and I'm a political science major, and I minor in international affairs and Asian studies. I speak Yoruba. I'm really good at understanding it like fluently, but speaking, I really need to like make more friends so I can practice. And at this point, I speak Korean better than that, so my parents are quite disappointed in me because I'm Nigerian American. I have a passion for foreign language. I'm currently like studying Japanese on the side. So because of that, I really try to spend a lot of time in Global Village and encourage others to go and visit Global Village. And that's why I'm interested in taking this position and hopefully being voted for it. Thank you.
Hello, Guna, I'm a senator for the Graduate College. It's amazing that you've been able to travel abroad and experience a little bit of that. And I heard you said that you've been an international peer leader.
Yes,
so I
ma'am.
guess you've had some experience with the Global Village, but how much have you been involved with ISA, the International Student Association on campus?
Well, I just became a peer leader at the end of last semester, so I started attending the orientations. We only have it twice a year, so I went to the one beginning at this year, and I also have had a lot of experience with the international department, has a student mentor for that as well, because we have a program at this school called the Yansili program, and it takes place every fall, and we host international Asian leaders. They're students, but they actually are activists in their own country. So they come over here and we do a lot of events, take them around and go to different speeches and events with them. So I've been jumping between both of the departments and just visiting Global Village and doing the conversation partners. I've done that for about 3 semesters now. So I'm very like involved in that community.
Well, I know this is supposed to be a question, but since that you're an IPL, I believe you've talked with Shermania or Alex. I'll tell you, get involved a little bit more with ISA because we do broaden up a lot. I was the VP, so I know how much we get involved with international students from when they're back home up to when they get here to KSU, so that would be great too.
Director Watkins.
So as an individual who has spent significant time in a different country, what are some of the difficulties that you can identify that students when they come here will experience, and how will you help address those?
I would say after orientation, like orientation is the big day where you get to see the other foreign students or international students, and you get assigned a international mentor, but sometimes it might just be like one person to 8 students. So after that week goes by, they kind of start segregating themselves a little bit because Global Village is like the hub, like you agree? So like people will go there, but then oftentimes they want friends as well. And we do have a language exchange program here where you can partner up and have them teach you a language and then you help them with English, but they're already taking ESL classes and their whole life is English right now because they're in America, so they really want friends. So I really want to look into starting like a cultural exchange partner program, which I hope to like talk to Global Village about because I feel like you might not want to sit down and like study language all the time, but you want to ask somebody that maybe has lived in New York, how's this experience? Or like, hey, how come in America, why do we do this? Or what do college students normally do to make friends? Or what are clubs like here? So I feel like that's mostly like the major difficulty, as well as counseling, because sometimes they aren't up to date with their visa policies and they think that there are certain classes that they need that they end up not needing. And I know we also experience that as non-international students, but for them it's more extreme because like they pay twice the amount to study here, and having to miss that with the class can really have an impact on their life. So I think like that's what I really observed and heard from them.
Any further questions? Oh, Director Billings.
Hi, I just wanted to say I was an international peer leader last year, and to hear you say just being one person and having all of those students, it is so hard to make that connection. So I love that idea so much. But I'll ask a fun question. What was your favorite memory or experience you had working those international student orientations?
I would say I had one girl I was talking to where she was from Vietnam, and we were going back and forth about funny stories because she was nervous about just kind of trying some of the food here because she heard it was really greasy. So I told her that a story about when I was in Korea and how I ate this food called like tteokbokki, and they have different versions, and I accidentally tried the super spicy one. And just like little funny stories like that, and just really getting to make her comfortable and like wanting to try new foods here, even if she might have like an embarrassing moment while trying the foods.
All right. Can you help her out while we have a discussion? All right, well, thank you. We're going to go into discussion right now. So Vice President Veter is going to walk you to outside the doors while we have discussion, okay? All right. Senator Jones and then Senator Ganama.
We're about to ask the same question. What year did she say she was? That was the.
I don't think she said. Any further Dr. Lopez.
I just want to say that I think it's really impressive that she's already taken the initiative to interact and help her potential constituents without having to be an SGA. Some people think you have to have SGA as a badge to do that work, and she's showing that you really don't. So if she's already putting in the work, it shows that this is just going to help her out even more.
Senator Whitmer. Mike.
You're just bouncing off of that. I think she's a really strong candidate. Just taking the notes that I was taking while she was speaking, she said all the right things. I really liked the fact that she already had plans and she was clearly able to identify any problems with Global Village in particular. I think that demonstrates that she'll be a very, very strong senator for this college.
Senator Coakley.
Yeah, I'm just going to second what everybody else has said. She seems like an amazing candidate, one that already has experience inside of the constituency that she'll be working with. Yeah, great stuff.
Senator Jones.
I'm going to be really quick. I just can say that I have been in meetings with her before at our Arnold Palmer with Dean Long, and she has been an advocate for international students in settings that don't relate to international students. I think that's very important, and she has clearly listed that she has a lot of experience in it. I feel like she has more than enough reason to hold the position, and that's all.
Is there any further discussion? All right. So is there a motion on the floor to approve this candidate? Senator Jones. Oh, wait, Senator Martin, my bad. I'm new here. Give me some time. Give me some time. I'm nervous.
I move to approve this candidate.
Any seconds? Senator Vance. Oh, second by Senator Vance. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? All right, this does pass. That's a good little walk. I'm trying to make it over there to you. I got you. No, you mean it right in a minute. Congratulations. You have been approved for the position, so we're just going to swear you in right now, and you can take your seat amongst the Senate, okay? All right. I state your full name. Or can you, my bad, can you lift your right hand?
I, Gio Learnfemi,
Do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student government
do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of the student government
of Kennesaw State University
of Kennesaw State University
and to faithfully execute the office of
and to faithfully execute the office of international student.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students over my own self-interest
I pledge to represent the interests of the students over my own self-interest
and matters concerning the organization.
in matters concerning the organization.
I will make every effort to be available to listen to the concerns of students
I will make every effort to be available to listen to the concerns of students
and to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
and respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
All right, congratulations. You can seat anywhere you like amongst the Senate.
Okay, I also just wanted to say one thing because I really appreciate the petition you're doing for the students with disabilities because for me personally, I've always struggled with dyslexia and ADHD. So when I lived in South Korea, I was an English teacher and I also met other students that struggled with learning disabilities. And it's always so difficult when you start the semester to have to approach your teacher and use the word disabilities because people look at you like, oh, there's something wrong with you. So I really appreciate the name change and that you're advocating for students like me and others as well.
Where? Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? Hey, I'm sorry, I missed you. We was looking for you earlier on. Can I get your name? All right, so can you come here and...
Hi, my name is Irene Berry. I'm a junior nursing major with a minor in medical sociology, and I would like the Wellstar Senator seat. Okay. So essentially, I would like the Wellstar Senator seat because for the last 2 years, I worked with the Office of Orientation and Transition Programs, and I've met thousands of first years and transfer students. And something that they always say about Kennesaw is that it felt like home, so that's why they chose us. So I would like to continue that as a senator, reaching out to the different constituents and people of Wellstar.
Hey, so as you heard, we are moving away from campus engagements and are doing more personal projects. So you'll be expected to do a project. What's something that you're thinking about doing as of right now?
Great question. I'm a nursing major, so I know it's kind of hard. So I would like to, I'm not sure if this would be a personal project, but I would like to kind of get more nursing majors together and kind of pair them up with nursing students who are already in the program, kind of do panels one-on-one because, peer learning is probably the best way to learn. So I think that would be great.
Any other questions? I know it's late, but we still need questions. Senator Jones.
Are you currently in the nursing program, or are you nursing interests?
Nursing interest, hopefully soon.
Senator Coakley.
I'm so sorry, I didn't know that. Senator Coakley, cool. So one of the big things that I know, having had experience being in a college where there are 2 seats, is you got to be able to work together with your partner in crime or whatever it is. Have you had any experience working with Senator Martin in the past or any of that stuff?
Actually, she's actually helped me through the process a lot. So when I first decided I was interested in the seat, I went to her and discussed. So I have talked to her extensively, so I think would work very well together.
Shout out to Senator Martin for not letting me forget. I appreciate you. All right. If there are no further questions, we will go into discussion. Wait, VP Vita, can you please walk her? Oh, well, Ron, well, never mind, Ron can do it. Oh, no, VP Vita. I'm sorry. Well, I said no. Senator Martin.
So Ashley briefly mentioned when the position was announced to be open back in August, she applied in August. And since she applied because she knew Vanessa, she did reach out to me, which I really appreciated the initiative in that. But since then, she's come to me with interest in working on projects as well as assisted me in working on some of my campus engagements. I'm very confident that she can handle this position. And having worked with her, I would really appreciate her as a co-senator, especially because she's been very consistent through this waiting period to be approved as such. That's all.
Sheesh. Is there any further discussion? Oh, Director Billings.
I just want to say I worked with Irene on the orientation team, and she is such a hardworking person and the sweetest person ever. So I truly believe that she would be a great contribution to SGA.
All right, seeing no further, Senator Rhodes. No. Okay, seeing no further discussion, do I have a motion on the floor to vote? Senator Reyes.
I move to approve this candidate.
Do I have a second? Senator Rhodes. Yeah. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? I state your full name.
I, Irene Berry.
Do solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of student government
Solemnly promise to uphold the Constitution of student government
of Kennesaw State University
of Kennesaw State University,
and to faithfully execute the office of, state your office,
and to faithfully execute the office of Wellstar Senator Wellstar.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students over my own self-interest.
I pledge to represent the interests of the students over my self-interest.
In matters concerning the organization.
Ooh, where are we?
In matters concerning the organization.
In matters concerning the organization.
I will make every effort to be available to listen to the concerns of students.
I'll make every effort to be available to listen to concerns of students.
And to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
And to respond to those concerns as I seek to carry out my duties.
Congratulations. You can take your seat amongst the Senate. All right. That will conclude new business. We're going to move into announcements. Do we have any? Okay. Senator Martin. Don't turn off the
Hi,
lights.
guys. As you all know, I am the reigning homecoming queen, and I decided that that platform was not going to mean nothing. That was a double negative. That this platform should mean something. Therefore, in combination with the spirit of Queens and Black History Month, I will be hosting an event called Hey Black Queen. And it is an open expression event dedicated to celebrating not only Black women, but the fact that we are queens. So I have a couple positions open if anyone is interested in expressing. Otherwise, I really hope that everyone is able to come out and support not only Black women, but your reigning homecoming queen. Thank you. I'll give you dates in the group message because I'm kind of working on something. But thanks, y'all. It'll be in February.
Okay, thank you. Director Lopez.
Hey guys, so I recently got a new position in KSU as our college election engagement fellow, and so I'll be doing 4 events throughout the semester to promote not only voter registration but also people to turn out to the polls, because we have a problem with people registering but not actually voting. So if you have any ideas you want to work with your college of getting people registered and promoting voting, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate it. That's it.
Senator Wright.
Hello, guys. So last week, I was chosen to serve on Miracle's executive board as the recruitment chair. So I'm really, really excited. Director Watkins has already done such a great job with trying to motivate you guys to fundraise for this really great organization. But I would really, really like to see all of y'all show out. Today of, she says March 14th. It's from noon to midnight. Sounds really long, but even if y'all can come out for a couple hours, that would be amazing. I can potentially look into getting SGA like a discount code to make a donor drive, because you have to make a donor drive to go to the event. But I would really, really like to see you guys show out. It's such a fun day. I mean, it really warms your heart. You get to serve your community and hang out with people and do crazy, weird dances. It's so fun. But I also want to reach out to some of y'all. I know a lot of us are in other organizations, so I want to reach out and try to talk about how we can get your organizations, you know, some of your members involved with Miracle. And if you have any ideas on how I can reach out to other groups on campus and how I can get them to want to participate in this organization, let me know. I'm all ears. But yeah, I'm really excited.
All right, thank you. Senator Oluwafemi.
Hello. I actually had a question because I wanted to reach out to actually the Senator for Diversity.
American minorities.
Because I know we're going into Black History Month, and majority of our international students are actually from Africa. So I wanted to know if maybe we could work something out and I could try to set up something with you with the Global Village, because a lot of them are very interested in Black American history. And I know a lot of students in general all over our campus are very interested in the diaspora. So perhaps we could work something out and have some type of event together.
We can definitely talk after this meeting a little further into it, but I will tell you that there's a Black History Month planning committee who is over all of the designated events. The spearhead or the head of that committee is Brian Cornelius. I can get you his contact information if you want to talk with him as well. I actually missed a couple of the last meetings, so I can't say exactly what all the events are. But like I said, I can get you his contact information and we can talk after if you want to talk about any international and Black collaboration events.
Sounds great.
Thank you for asking.
Can we get a microphone to the audience? We have an announcement.
So I just wanted to reiterate that we are having the Faculty Senate meeting on Monday. I'm Jenny Boss, the Faculty Senate Liaison to Student Government. And to let you all know that parking at KSU Center is free, so it is not designated by a thing. So if you drive, you can do that, or you can take the bus there as well. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that another role that I have is I serve on the Student Technology Advisory Fee Committee. Student Technology Fee Advisory Committee. Anyway, we're in need of student representation. And even if that's not somebody in this room, but if you know someone who might be interested in getting involved with that, and just a quick idea about what that is. So the Student Technology Fee Advisory Committee works with taking proposals from people around campus who might have technology needs. And we really urge people to talk about technology needs that impact the majority of students, and that's how we decide how those funds are spent. But we want to make sure that the impact is reaching as many students as possible. So if any of you are interested yourselves, or if you know someone who might be interested in that, I'd be happy to talk to them more about what the committee entails, but we certainly are looking for people to serve in that capacity. Is this a question for me? Are you raising? Okay, yeah, okay.
Thank you. We actually started a new program at this school. It's the UN Ambassador Program, and I was fortunate to become part of it this semester. And for this program, we really focus a lot on sustainability, and that also includes through technology and different things like that. And if you reach out, I think that's a really good place to find people to help you with that. I can provide you with the email address for the coordinator. So, yes.
Yes, let's connect after the meeting. That'd be great.
Director Watkins?
Do you have the dates and times for those meetings set, or have they not been set yet?
They have not been set yet. Okay. So we just had our first meeting for the semester, and we were planning to hopefully get more student representation on the committee and then make dates when we know what availability is. We didn't want to set those dates before we knew when students would be available to serve.
Thank you.
So, still in progress. Any other questions for me, or moving on to other announcements?
Are there any further questions?
No?
Okay, cool.
Okay,
All right,
thank
yeah,
you for the
that's-
time.
Could you please reach out to me? I'll talk to you after the meeting, actually. Yeah. Senator Coakley?
Cool, Senator Coakley, real quick. A lot of you guys know that I'm part of the National Society of Black Engineers. If you happen to be a black engineer that I don't know about, go ahead and join. We've got a national conference this year. It's going to be big. You can get a job like I did, be making money and stuff. Cool. Also, Kennesaw Motorsports or KSC Motorsports, they have a car meet, and it's also going to be a place where they get to race their go-kart. So if you want to come out and see the stuff that we build as engineers at Kennesaw or on Marietta or whatever, come out April 4th.
Senator Abdul?
Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you to come out and support your owls. It's opportunities to win free stuff, because you know I'd be there. So Thursday, men's basketball, there's a game at 7. Saturday, there's a women's and men's basketball game. It's going to be a very long day. And Monday, there's a women's basketball game at 7. So come out and win free prizes. Last game, we gave away a JBL speaker. So.
Senator Jones?
I don't know if any of you guys read the Daily Student Inform. I read it. You should read it. If anybody is interested in charity, nonprofit, and philanthropy work, there's a new student organization that's opening up, and they're looking for leadership positions. It is the Student Charity Network Partners. If you go to your email, it's on the last Daily Student Inform, the one that we got today. I'll send the link if anybody's interested in it. I applied for it, so if you want to hang out with me, you should apply for it. But yeah, so if anybody's interested in philanthropy and charity work, definitely look into that. That's it.
Vice President Vita?
I would like to make all of you aware that our university, to be more specific, the Department of Student Leadership and Service is hosting the Leap into Leadership Conference on February 29th, so it's about a month out, but it's just an opportunity for you guys to go learn more about leadership, and we're also still looking for guest speakers to talk at the beginning, people who are very involved in leadership. So if you know anyone or you yourself want to do that, tell me, I guess, contact me. Thank you.
Are there any further announcements? Senator Jones?
Don't
with the
leave
last
after the
announcement.
meeting because we're taking a picture, just a reminder.
All right. Seeing no further announcements, do I have a motion on the floor to adjourn this meeting? Senator Ganama?
I'd like to move to adjourn this meeting.
Do I have a second? Seconded by Senator Dixon. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? This does pass. Meeting adjourned.